Hi friends. Today let's talk about the mid-year freakout tag, I think is what it's called. We're talking about some books, basically. So I wasn't tagged, but I did see Sid Bookworm do this and I was inspired. So these are her questions. She said that she changed some questions from the original tag, and I'm just going to answer all of her questions that she has asked and just kind of tell you a little bit about my reading year so far. So the first question is, how has your reading year been? I think my reading year has been okay. I think the last couple of months my average reading is a little lower. I'm trying to read more intentionally and pick books that I would like, but I also feel like I'm becoming a little critical. Like, I haven't been able to take a step back and be like, okay, I like this. It's more of like, okay, I like this, but why? And I think part of that is I make book content, so I need to be able to articulate why I feel a book is good and why I feel a book is bad. And so I've been more critically thinking about the books that I've been reading. So I don't know if that's really lowered my enjoyment of books or if my taste has been developing. I don't know. I don't know. That's a question for a different day. But I will say I have DNF'd a few books and I have been thankful that I have not wasted my time on books that I was not enjoying. Next question. What is the best book I've read so far? That would be Light Lark by Alex Astaire. I loved it. Oh my god, I love this book so much. This is like a true 5-star read. Love it. Think about it often. Yes, this one. This one right here. Probably the best book. Also, the other book that I think about all the time is The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. All the time. Like, I think about that book probably like once every 2 weeks. And that was the first book that I read this year. Next, what is the best sequel that I've read this year? I think the best sequel I've read is Onyx Storm. We're just going to forget Iron Flame happened, but Onyx Storm I really, really enjoyed. I'm reading Nightbane right now, so we'll see how that goes. But Onyx Storm, really enjoyed it. Thought it added on to the world really well, and I just like where the story went. What book have you had the most fun reading? I have two for this, and they're both because I buddy read these with people. So my first one, if you watch this video, like I literally cackled in some of the illustrations that the woman that read this before me did. Like there's a chapter in here called Poison, and she drew a little bottle from Emperor's New Groove of the llama. Freaking hilarious. The other book that I read in my Traveling Annotated Books series is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. Listen, Lucy Foley, we're kind of on good terms right now, but her previous book didn't enjoy. The Midnight Feast, so much better. And I think part of that was because I got to read this with friends, and it was just a fun experience. Like, we really do enjoy writing our thoughts and our opinions, and it makes reading more entertaining. What is a new release you haven't read yet but want to? I have two for this one too. Hunger Games 0.5. This is Haymitch's story. I'm a huge Hunger Games fan. My husband actually bought this copy for me, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you, honey. And then, again, something my husband bought me, because I really don't buy my own books, is Barrier Bones of the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, one of my favorite authors, and I'm just excited to pick both of these up. What is your most anticipated book for the second half of the year? I have a couple that I'm really looking forward to coming out, and that would be Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This is the third book in the Assistant to the Villain series, and I just think that they're so fun and whimsical, and I will keep reading the series as long as she's writing more books. And then the second one is Hemlock and Silver. Do I know what this book is about? No. Am I going to read it? Yeah. I enjoy T. Kingfisher's writing a lot, and she's slowly becoming one of my favorite authors. I am actually put her on my author backlist to read all of her previously published books that I haven't gotten to, and I'm looking forward to that. All right, now we're going to go on the other end of the spectrum from best and fun to what is the worst book that I read this year. and I really hate to admit this because I know that a lot of people really liked this. I think the worst book of the year that I've read is The Book Swap by Tessa Vickers. It's supposed to be a cute romance, and they actually really hate each other because they don't know each other's identity. The miscommunication trope is basically through the entire book, and it is super obnoxious. Also, they just go through a bunch of trauma, and it was unnecessary. And also, I don't know if the female main character was hallucinating through the book or not. Like, that part is very unclear. When I was preparing for this video, I was like scrolling through my Goodreads, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's the worst book. Like, hands down, the worst book. Like, I've DNF'd a couple books, but I finished that one. I don't know why, but I did, and I hated it. I shouldn't have even given it 2 stars. It should have been a 1 star. Next question. What is the biggest disappointment? This is different from worst book, because worst, to me, I went in not knowing what the book was going to be about, or just knowing the synopsis, not having an opinion of it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Now, disappointing is you're familiar with this author, or you've heard great things about it, or the synopsis sounds like chef's kiss, it is up your alley. Yes. So my biggest disappointments were Reckless by Lauren Powers. I really enjoyed Powerless. Loved the world building, loved the political intrigue. Got to Reckless, and I was like, what happened to all of that? Like, it's literally a monologue in their heads for the whole book. The whole book. I think I can tell you at one point they're at a desert, at one point they're handcuffed together, there's a 1 bed trope in there. That's all I got. Anything else happening in the world other than kids chapters? Don't know a damn thing about. So that's why I was disappointed. The second book that was disappointing to me was Our Infinite Fates. I recently read this and I was enjoying it. I was eating it up until about like 2/3 in, and then I was bored. And then the ending, I hated it. I hated the reason why they had these infinite fates, that they had to find each other and kill each other. I hated it. Yep, that's why it was a disappointment to me. What book was the biggest surprise for you? I think the biggest surprise for me was The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I've read one other Lucy Foley book, did not care for it, didn't care if I read another book by her, and ended up picking this up because of my traveling annotated book series. And I actually enjoyed this. And even if I wasn't annotating it, I think I would have enjoyed it. It's a fun ride. Like, there's so many layers to the story, and you kind of feel for each character in a different way. Like, you don't really care about Francisca and Owen, her husband, because they're rich and they're well-to-do. But you do care about Bella, and you do care about Eddie, and you care about the other people that their lives are affected by them as well. So that's why that was a surprise to me. Because in The Guest List by Lucy Foley, I didn't care about any of those characters. They're all rich and they were all insufferable characters. But The Midnight Feast, there are what felt like real people with real stakes and real motives. And that's why I liked it. Who are your favorite new authors this year? New to you authors that you've read, or debut authors? And this year I started reading Alex Astaire, and I just really like her prose. I follow her on social media, and she just seems so down to earth and humble, and I really, really hope that I get the opportunity to meet her or see a book talk by her or something, because she just seems so adorable and somebody that I would be friends with in real life. And then the other writer that I've really enjoyed this year is Becky Chambers. I read her Monk and Robot series. It's just so cute. It feels like a warm hug, and I just want to pick her brain because, like, how do you come up with these things? Like, little futuristic world that she built for this series is so cute, and it has a great mix of like traditional way of living but still has technology. It's very interesting. If you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend it. What's a book that made you cry? I'm not a big crier for books. It takes a lot to make me cry. I was looking on my Goodreads, and I think the only book this year I've read that has made me like tear up is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. And I wasn't even crying. Like, it just made me tear up a little bit. Like, it wasn't something sad that happened to them or anything like that. It was just, I could relate. And it was like somebody had put my feelings into words that I'd never articulated before. And that's why I was sad about it. What is the most beautiful book you've bought this year? I don't really do not buy myself a lot of books. Like I like to go to library sales and stuff like that, but I just haven't really bought myself a lot of books because I use my library. But I did pick this one up at Five Below not too long ago, and it's just an herbal handbook. But I think it's so beautiful, like the colors, and then even on the inside, like it's just colorful, and I love all the beautiful illustrations. Honestly, bought this because I was like, oh well, I could like cut it up and kind of make a collage and stuff, but it's just beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I'm not even a yellow person. Like yellow's not really my thing, but this just stood out to me, and I really, really think it's pretty. Other book, I have bought this book, but I bought it for other people, and then somebody sent this to me recently, and that book is Phantasma, and it has this stupid little Target sticker on there, but there's something about this cover that it just makes me happy to look at it. It's just a skull and some roses, but it makes me so happy to look at it. I still do like the Light Lark cover too, but we can be done talking about this book. What are the books that you need to read by the end of 2025? A lot. I'm a reader. I just want to read everything right now, all at once. Just wish I could just like touch a book and just absorb it. I have a list of 25 books that I want to read in 2025, and I have included them in my reading journal. If you've watched those videos, I'm sure you've seen these books before. I've read probably 8 out of the 25, so I just need to jump on that train and read some more. But my priority off of that list is The Princess Bride, The Secret History, and The Will of the Many. Those are like my top tier read these this year, but I obviously want to get to all 25 of them. What is your favorite video that you've made so far? I have really been loving my Traveling Annotated Books series. I think it's just so much fun to read books with other people. And then I did a 24-hour reading challenge. Only 5 people viewed it, but that's okay. I just had a good time making that video. I thought it was fun to film in different parts of my house and kind of come up with more creative ways to make my mundane reading more interesting, if that makes sense. And even though, yeah, I did it over the course of 3 days, it's still, I read for 24 hours pretty much straight. If I was awake, I was reading. And I'm really impressed that I was able to do that. My last question is, do you have any upcoming videos that you're excited for? Yes, I have a couple of videos that I'm very excited to make. I want to do a couple more episodes of finishing series reading vlogs. I really enjoy those. I don't think I've done one this year at all because I really haven't been focusing on series like I should be, but I do like doing those videos. And then I also have been working on a video. It is My Name Picks My TBR, and I'm excited to share that video with you guys when the time comes. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. If you guys end up doing this based off of my video or anybody else's, please tag me in the description because I would love to see your video. And let me know if you've read any of these books or if any of these books are a priority on your TBR. I will see you guys soon in a new video. Happy reading! What book have you had the most fun reading? I'm not going to stop talking about this book. I am a huge This is the 3rd book in the Apprentice to the Villain series. Apprentice? Is it Apprentice? Apprentice? No, that's the 2nd one. But I think the worst book that I read this year was The Book Swap by Tessa Bailey. Is that who wrote it? Tessa Bickers. I knew it was a Tessa. Assistant to the villain in real life. Oh no, don't die. Don't die. This light is flickering. It's being weird. I don't know what the deal is. What is your favorite book you've made so far?